Hey friends, it's Jennifer. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm back today with card number 6. And if you want to see how I made my playing cards for this year or how I plan to make them, I will link that video in the description box above. Today I'm going to go back to the prompts for the month of February. The prompts are just things that I made up, wrote down on a piece of paper, and put them into a jar, and then I'm just going to pick 2 prompts out. And the first one for this card is a triangle, and you're going to see me draw here again. And the second prompt is hot glue. So we're going to get started on this card. The only other rules that I have for February is it's going to be Valentine's colors, purple, pinks, reds, that sort of thing. So to get started with this card, I have just a paper copy of just an old deed. And I like the words on it, so I'm just cutting around that paper there, and I'm going to glue it down to the top of my card, the card that has the cereal box side or the printed side of the card. And I'm just using some tacky glue that I think I got from the Dollar Tree with my paintbrush, and I'm just going to glue that on top of that side of the card. I'm just trimming off the excess. And now I've got my hot glue gun, and I've got some red mica spray. I make my own mica sprays, just use mica powder and water. But I'm just using the hot glue gun here. I don't really have anything in mind. I'm just putting down some hot glue on some parchment paper and spraying it with this red spray just to kind of see what I can make out of the hot glue gun. This is not really something I've ever done before. You can see me drying it here with my heat gun. And now I'm just going in there and making some other shapes, which I'm not really good at. That's a spoiler alert. None of these turned out great. And then I decided that I would try to make a heart because I can make a heart, and I'm doing hearts on my things this year to remind me to love myself and others. And I'm pretty good at making hearts. So I made a heart, sprayed it with some more of the spray, and now I'm taking some purple alcohol ink and I am just dropping it on to these pieces just to see if the hot glue will absorb it. And I'm going to take the excess. I'm going to take my card with the paper on it, and I'm just going to try to get up some of that excess there from the ink and the mica spray that I sprayed on the parchment paper. And of course, I'm going to dry it with my heat gun. And I'm just absorbing more of it, which I love. It's turned out really well. And now I'm just picking up my shapes. One was just a straight shape. There's the heart, which turned out pretty good. That kind of looks like a snake and some little curly cube. I'm not really sure there. But I'm just absorbing the rest of the ink and the mica powder onto a napkin and just laying these down here, these hot glue pieces, just to kind of see. And of course, I'm going to go with the heart because it turned out the best. And I'm going to use a heart anyway. So I've decided to add some purple glitter to this heart. And so I just took my hot glue gun and just went back over the top of the glue gun, of the glue heart, the hot glue heart. And I just sprinkled that glitter on there. And I'm just going to let that kind of sit up for a minute. And I'm going to take some red and pink peachy looking paper, some papers that I had, and I'm just going to tear some strips. And I'm going to go through and ink those and just try to get placement on the card where I want them. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The hardest thing about doing any kind of project is figuring out where you want your pieces to lay, how you want them to lay. But here I have a piece of ruffled burlap that I just ruffled up on my sewing machine from some other previous project. And I decided that I liked it, so I just took my scissors and just cut a triangle out. And so I'm going to use that as the triangle piece. It had some red in it. And again, you can just see me kind of going through here, trying to figure out where I want to put the things that I'm going to use on my card. and I'm just using some glue and my paintbrush to spread out the glue and go ahead and nail some of those pieces down. And I'm just using the hot glue on the hot glue piece to get it nailed down where I want it to go. And I have this other little scrap paper. It was like a polka dot paper, and I not cut, but I tore it out into a triangle-ish shape. And now I'm going to use some red archival ink, and I'm just going to stamp the number 6 with my alphabet stamp on that piece of scrap paper. I always put the number on the card, and I also write on the back of the card because I have had some things fall off and then me not remember which card it is, so that's why I do both. But anyway, I'm going to ink around this little triangle-ish shape paper that I just ripped. And now you can see I'm just gluing it down there onto the card. I'm going to take my Crop-A-Dile corner punch, and I'm just going to clip the edges of the card there. And I took it to my sewing machine and sewed around it with a stitch. And I'm just going to snip those threads. Sometimes I snip them, sometimes I don't. In this case, I did. And now I'm just going to take my Distressed Oxide ink, and I'm just going to ink around the card. And I'm going to write on the back what the card is, the card number, and the month of the card. And so here it is, the finished card number 6 with my hot glue heart and my triangles. And I hope this inspired you to create some altered cards for yourself. And I appreciate you guys watching. And I will see you the next time. Bye.